Hello everybody and welcome. This is HackerFrogs After School and I am the Shy Hat. We're here and we're going to be doing a workshop on Linux OS operations. I hope everybody is here for that. I see Allison Jones, I see Reach L. We're seeing the frog emoji, we're saying hi. Allison Jones, hello, welcome to the chat, welcome to HackerFrogs, and Reach L, hello. Very nice to see you here. Alright, so we're going to be waiting a few minutes for people to gather here, and then we're going to start off with our lesson. But before that, I see Nomi B. Hello to you, Nomi B. Yeah, before we start, let's do a little bit of ice breaking. So I'm a cybersecurity educator. I've been learning cybersecurity for about 4 years now, since the beginning of the pandemic, those dark times. But it was a great time to move over to a new industry. And yeah, so after learning cybersecurity for a while, I decided to try my hand at security testing. I did that for about half a year, and I decided that I wanted to try teaching cybersecurity. And that's why I designed the HackerFrogs program. We also see EMAT. EMAT, hey, hello, nice to see you here. And we see Courtney Gilbreth and Benita Bethel. Nice to meet you, hello. Yeah, so we're catching on. The official emote for HackerFrogs is the frog emote. You can do that with :frog:, or you can, or if you're using Twitch, you can do OSFrog, and that's going to get you your emote. Hello, Kelly Ingram. Hello, nice to see you. So there's a split of people here from BGH, Black Girls Hack, as well as Women's Society for Cyberjitsu. If you're here from Black Girls Hack, please type BGH in the chat. And if you're here from Women's Society for Cyberjitsu, please type WSC in chat, so I know where everybody is from. Nomi B says, Linux noob here. Yeah, no, that's not a problem at all. Everybody's new at some point, and there's nothing to be worried about as far as being a newbie. Let's see. So Nides903, nice to see you here. Two Stoosh, nice to see you here. All right, so I think we have I think we have our crowd over here. Emat84 says I'm just here to learn. Emat, I enjoyed talking to you earlier. I think we're going to be going over some basics today, but it's perfectly fine to go over basics because we're here to learn, and everybody has to start somewhere. Okay, so with that out of the way, we see Kaoru7747. Hello, everybody. Hello to you. All right, so yes, as far as chat is concerned, the text chat, if you're comfortable typing in chat, please do so. If you're having a problem, please type in chat and let us know that you're having a problem. If you have any questions about any of the material that we go through, please let us know, because we don't want to leave anybody behind. We want everybody to be we want everybody to complete the exercises along with us together. Shika Joy, nice to see you. You are part of BGH. Nice to see you. Okay, so let's see. Karu747 says, "Are we not leading on the Zoom link?" So it's a lot easier for me to conduct the HackerFrogs program from the Twitch or YouTube links, so we're not going to be meeting on the Zoom link. But yeah, we're going to be starting here pretty soon. Nide says, "Correction, I am with BGH." Nice. Okay. I will note that. Thank you very much. We're going to be. I asked this because we're going to be passing out a survey at the end of today's session, where we're going to be giving feedback or suggestions about today's workshop. Jasmine Dominique says BGH. Okay, nice to see that you're from BGH, and thank you for shouting out. Thank you very much. All right, so today we're doing HackerFrogs After School Linux OS Operations Intro. Let's go through our little slideshow presentation. HackerFrogs After School is a cybersecurity program for learning beginner cybersecurity skills across a wide variety of subjects. This is the intro to Linux OS operations. So we're talking about Linux. So what is Linux not? Linux is not Windows and it's not Mac OS. But Linux is a computer operating system. However, unlike Windows and Mac OS, Linux is free and open source, which means its source code can be viewed and potentially modified by anybody. So Linux is a very popular operating system for people who don't have a lot of money, and for people who want to install an operating system on their device that doesn't require them to pay a large licensing fee like you would for Mac OS or Linux. So Linux is a modular OS, which means that software components can be very easily added, updated, or removed to fit the user's needs. This has led to development of different distributions, also known as variations of Linux, that cater to different groups of users. So you might have heard of different Linux distributions such as Ubuntu or Mint or Kali Linux. These are all different versions of Linux that are called distros or distributions. Lastasia2 says, "Hi, I'm here from WCS." Nice to see you, Lastasia. Okay, so cybersecurity-oriented distributions of Linux exist, which are ideal for cybersecurity student use. So there are two major distributions of Linux that are catered towards cybersecurity. One is called Kali Linux, and one is called Parrot OS. And these are both distributions of Linux that have a lot of cybersecurity tools installed on them. And these are usually the types of Linux distributions that cybersecurity students use. Okay, so why are we learning Linux for cybersecurity? First of all, Linux is easily accessible to students since it's free. Also, many cybersecurity tools and software are available to Linux users, most of which are free, as well as cybersecurity-oriented distributions of Linux are readily available. Nice to see everybody communicating in chat. Okay, so next we're going to talk a little bit about CTFs. So if you've been around cybersecurity for a little bit, you might have heard of the term CTF. and HackerFrogs AfterSchool classes prefer to incorporate CTF games into classes for a more interactive experience. But what are CTFs? EMAT84 says, I'm on Kali right now. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Eventually, if you want to learn a lot about cybersecurity, you might want to consider installing a virtual machine with Kali Linux so that you can more easily learn about cybersecurity. But it's not something you need to do right away. And Nikhilin22 says, I'm on Kali too. Nice to see we have some some real hackers in chat. Okay, so cybersecurity capture the flag, otherwise known as CTF, games are training exercises where the goal of the exercise is to capture the flag through use of cybersecurity skills. TL is with BGH. Welcome, TL. Okay, so CTF stands for capture the flag, and in this context, capture means to gain access to a file or a resource, and flag refers to a secret phrase or password. So when you're capturing the flag, you're basically using your cybersecurity skills to access a hidden resource or a secret password. So that's what we mean by capture the flag. So the CTF game we'll be playing to learn basic Linux skills is called Bandit, and it's hosted on the Overthewire CTF network. The Overthewire network hosts several different CTF games. The Bandit game is made up of many different levels of increasing difficulty. The initial levels, from 0 to 10, will cover the target Linux commands for our workshops. So today we're not going to go through all 10 of the levels, but we're going to be going over the first few, maybe until level 3 or so. And hopefully we can all get through it together with our understanding how everything's going on. So Yosef Ben Rizael says they're from BGH. Welcome, Yosef. All right, so we're going to be interacting with Bandit CTF. To connect to Bandit CTF server, we'll need to do the following 2 tasks. We're going to need to do 1, start a command line interface on our computer, and we're going to do number 2, which is using the command line interface, CLI. We're going to connect to the Bandit server using the SSH program. So first of all, what's a command line interface? So if anybody here has not used a command line interface before, please type no CLI in chat to let us know. All right, the command line interface is a text-only method of executing commands on a computer. So all the older computers didn't have fancy Windows graphic user interfaces. They all had terminals, CLIs. So all major operating systems allow users to interact with the system using a CLI terminal, even if the primary interface the OS uses is a graphics user interface, also known as a GUI. Okay, so a couple of people have not used CLIs before, but that's okay. We're going to be exploring how to do that together. And we're going to be using the SSH program. Will this live be saved? Courtney Gilbreth, thank you for subscribing. Devilmind, welcome back, Devilmind. This live will be saved to the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel, the Shy Hat one. If you're watching from YouTube, it's going to be in the lives section for us if you want to look on it later. Okay, so sorry. SSH, otherwise known as Secure Shell, is a program used to log in and interact with remote servers, other computers on the network. As far as the internet is concerned, every other computer connected to the internet is a remote server. So SSH is installed by default on all major OSs, Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. Let's get a show of hands, everybody here. Who here is using Mac OS, and who is using Windows, and who is using some other OS? 903 asked, will Windows PowerShell work? Windows PowerShell should work because you should be able to use SSH through PowerShell, just to let you know. So everybody, so I see a lot of people here are using Windows. One or two people are using Linux or Mac OS. Okay. So what's next? So we're going to move on to the actual workshop portion of this live stream. And so let's start. So the first thing we need to do is we need to open our command line interface, CLI terminal, and we'll go over a couple of different ways to access one. Okay, so we see a couple of people here are using Mac. I don't have as much experience using a Mac, but I'll try to help you through to opening up your terminal using Mac. All right, so that's our first task. The first task is to open up our CLI terminal. So if you're using Windows, in Windows you can type CMD into the search field beside the desktop start button. Okay, so if this is your Windows desktop, there's a search field at the bottom, and you can type in the word CMD and type it in there. So I'm going to demonstrate over here. So inside my search, I can type in CMD, and then this is going to appear right here. It's called the Command Prompt app. You can open that up, and that is how you open up a CLI terminal using Windows. All right, I'm going to minimize this and go back to the presentation. So, like I said, after you type in CMD, you can click on the Command Prompt app and then open up the terminal that way. If you're using Mac OS, you can use the Command and Space shortcut, keyboard shortcut, to open up the Spotlight search. So open up Spotlight search if you're in Mac, and then type in the word terminal. Type in the word terminal and hit enter, and that should open up the terminal application. Okay, so everybody, I want you to try opening up your CLI, and if you've managed to open up your CLIs, please type CLI open in chat to let me know that you successfully opened up your CLI. Your command prompt or your terminal, depending on which operating system you're using. So to people who are using Linux, I think let me look up real quickly how to open up the terminal inside of Linux. Keyboard shortcut Linux terminal. So let's see. Is there a keyboard shortcut for opening up in Linux? Okay, so I see a lot of people have managed to open up their CLI. If you have not, Control-Alt-T says EMAT84. Thank you very much. So if you're using Linux, try the keyboard shortcut Control-Alt-T to open up your terminal in Linux. Okay, so to everybody who has not, 903 asks, do the same thing if using PowerShell. If you're using PowerShell, then you already have a CLI open because PowerShell is a CLI. So if you're using, so for example, if you were to open up PowerShell, then that is this is a CLI terminal. So if you have PowerShell open, you have a CLI open. Okay, so if anybody has not been able to open up their CLI, please type in chat to let us know. Because we have one more option as far as opening up a CLI, we can access one from the web. So if for some reason you aren't able to open a CLI terminal on your computer, you can access a web-based Linux terminal at the following URL. So https bellard.org/jslinux. So let me show you. So I'll paste this in the chat for everybody to see. So just in case you wanted to play around with the Linux virtual machine from the internet, you can also use this. You can use either one of these Linux interfaces here. It says user interface console, and there's one for Alpine Linux, and the startup link is over here, and there's also one for Fedora. which is over here. So either one of these can also be used as part of our Linux OS workshop. So if you were to click on one of these links, it would open up a virtual machine inside of the web browser. In this case, we're using Fedora Linux, and you'd be able to open up your Linux CLI this way. Okay, so if everybody's ready to start because you have your CLI open, please type in ready to go. Maybe ready to go and a smiley. Oh, here we go. Okay, I see a lot of people ready to go. I'm happy to see that. So, like I said, if you were to go to the Bellard.js webpage, you could use either one of these links over here, this one or this one, to open up a web-based Linux CLI terminal. So we're going to use SSH, Secure Shell, to connect and log into the Bandit CTF server. So we're going to be interacting with, we're going to be learning Linux through playing a little bit of a CTF game. And the game is called Bandit, like I said. To use SSH, we're going to need a username and server information. Let's get that information from the Bandit CTF homepage. Mari Galloway, welcome Mari. Mari is the coordinator at Women's Society for Cyberjitsu. Welcome Mari to the chat. And yeah, we've got quite a few people from WSC here. And yeah, let's all learn together. So this is the link for Overthewire Bandit, and I'm going to link this in chat. And welcome to Gripping Yarn. Gripping Yarn, welcome to HackerFrogs. Okay, so on this page here, I'm going to make this a little bigger for everybody to see. The goal of this level is for you to log into the game using SSH. So Secure Shell is the program we were talking about. The host to which you need to connect is bandit.labs.overthewire.org on port 2220. The username is bandit0 and the password is bandit0. So our first task is to log into the game using these this set of credentials over here. So let's go back to the presentation. So we're going to use the following command to log in with SSH. Inside your terminal, you're going to use this SSH command to log in. So I'm going to type it into the chat so everybody has a reference. Okay, so you can try. Please look at the chat, and because I've supplied the command, you can try it out. So what does this SSH command do over here? So SSH is the name of the command, and bandit0 is the user account name on the server, and then bandit.labs.overthewire.org is the server URL, and this last part over here -p 2220, that's the networking port where the service is located. So everybody, I want you to try using on your CLI terminal, type in the SSH command over here to log in as bandit0. So let me demonstrate first of all. And if you manage to log into bandit0, please type bandit in the chat. Bandit in and then a smiley or a frog, just to let us know that you are there. So I'm going to demonstrate on JS Linux right here. So this is going to be SSH bandit0 at bandit.labs.overthewire.org -p2220. Okay, x85x, X's is in, Shanna Smith is in, Nicolin22 is in. Okay, so when it says the fingerprint is this, are you sure you want to continue connecting? Please type in yes and type enter, and then it's going to ask for the password. So the password is bandit0, the same as the username. But remember, when you're typing in your password in Linux, you're not going to see any response. That's normal. So it's going to be bandit0 and then enter. And that's going to log you in. So when you'll know that you're logged in when you see this prompt right here. So bandit0 at bandit. Okay, so please try to log in to bandit0 using the bandit0 username and password. If you are having trouble, please type in chat, and then we'll try to solve your issue. All right, Benina Bethel is bandit in. Nice to see. So yeah, like I said, if you're having trouble, please let us know, because we want to help you. We want to help you try to get to the next step. Tustoosh is bandit in. Allison Jones is bandit in. So you can use either the web-based Linux terminal to interface with the Bandit CTF, or you can use your own computer's terminal to interact with it. Okay, so let's see. Nomi B is asked for help. Nomi B, if you're having trouble, please let us know what the nature of your trouble is, and we'll try to help you out. 903 says I am in there. Jasmine Dominique says bandit in. Thank you. Okay, so I'll also try to log in from this terminal. So it's going to be SSH bandit0 at bandit.labs.overthewire.org, and then -p2220. The key is not known. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? So please type in yes and then type enter. So I'm going to demonstrate over here. So this is the prompt you see. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Yes, no, fingerprint. Please type in the word yes and then type enter. And then it's going to ask for the password. So here, when it asks for the password, just type in bandit0 and then type enter. You're not going to see any feedback from the terminal when you type in your password. This is normal as far as Linux is concerned. So just type in the password and hit enter, and then you'll know that you're in if it says bandit0 at bandit at the bottom here. So Nomi B plus, please let us know if you're having, oh, Nomi B is in. Okay. All right. So let's move on to what the goal of this level is. So if we go back to the Over the Wire webpage over here, and I'll provide the link in the chat to anybody who wants to take a look as well. So once logged in, go to level 1 page to find out how to beat level 1. Okay, so we're going to go to the next page, which is this one right here. It says, this is the goal from level 0 to level 1. And the level goal here says, the password for the next level is stored in a file called readme, located in the home directory. Use this password to log into Bandit1 using SSH. Okay, whenever you find a password for a level, use SSH to log into that level and continue the game. So we're in the terminal over here. Let me make this a little more central to the screen. Okay. So we're here. The first thing we want to do inside of Linux, whenever we log into a new system, is we want to see what is in. Well, first of all, we can find out which directory we're in with the pwd command. So PWD stands for the word present working directory, and this is going to show us where we are in the file system inside of Linux. So PWD, and hit enter, and then we see that we are inside the home directory. We're inside the Bandit 0 directory, which is inside the home directory. So we're in home Bandit 0. So another command that we want to know about when we're working inside of Linux is the list command. So the list command, also known as ls, is going to let us see what's inside of the directory we're in. So if we type ls in our terminal, it's going to show us a file over here called readme. But in fact, we can actually get more information about this readme file inside the directory by using what is called the flag. So reachL says in the Windows WSL terminal still got error. What type of error did you encounter, reachL? Could you let us know? Okay, so if you're in Bandit level 0, and we see the README file, you can do ls again, but you can use a flag to see it in list format with the -l here. So it's ls-l. And if you give it that, then it's going to give you more information about this file. So the name of the file is right here, and this date here is when the file was last modified. And we see the owner of the file is this user, and the group that the file belongs to is this user right here. And we also see a bunch of file permissions over here. So we don't need to worry about file permissions here right now. reachL says could not resolve hostname error. So reachL, what I want you to try is I want you to try to access Bandit from the web interface. So go ahead and try using JS Linux to log into Bandit. So I've provided the link for you in chat there. So if you can't access it from your regular computer, try using the one from the Linux console from the web, and give that a go. So okay, so we use ls-l to see the file name in the list format, and the last thing we need to do to solve this level is to actually read the file. So inside of the README file is the password for the next level. So to read the file, does anybody in chat know what we can do to read the file? So Gripping Yarn says cat. Okay, so that is Nicklin22 says cat. Okay, so some people have used Linux before. Compact Solution says cat. Emat says cat, head, tail. Any of these things? Cat, nano. Okay. All right. So the easiest way to read a file inside of Linux is to use the cat command. So cat stands for concatenate, which means to stick a bunch of stuff together. But the cat command, you just need to know that the cat command reads files. So the solution to this level is to just cat readme. View or cat says Tustoosh, and reachL says PWD. PWD does not read files. It does tell you what the directory you're in is, though. And reachL, if you've managed to access Bandit using the web-based Linux terminal, please let us know. Okay, so cat readme. Combat Solution says it returns a string of what to concatenate. Well, that's true. That's true. It shows you what to concatenate or what to stick together. So, if after you've catted out or read the README file, then you're going to see this password right here. And I'll provide this password to the chat, just in case you get lost for some reason. So this is the password for the next level of the game, which is Bandit level 1. All right, so everybody, if you've managed to read the file using cat, please type cat the file in chat with a smiley face. to let me know that you finished this level. Cat the file, you can use a smiley face or you can use a frog if you like. Okay, I see smileys, I see cat the file. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, so it seems like if for some reason you haven't, you can't solve this level, Bandit 0, please let us know. Please let us know in the chat and we'll try to help you out. Okay, so that level is done. What I want you to do is I want you to quit from the server. So inside of each of one of these levels, you know that you're inside the level if you see this prompt right here, Bandit 0 at Bandit. What I want you to do is I want you to quit out of the server, and you can do that with the exit command. So type exit, and after you type exit, you can see that connection to Bandit Overthewire.org is closed, and then you should see another prompt right here. That's not going to be this one. So exit from there. What we're going to do now is we're going to do something a little more advanced. We're going to take our password. So take the password and copy it. So if you're using a Windows terminal, you can do Control-C to copy. But if you're using a Linux terminal or some other terminal, you're going to have to do Control-Shift-C to copy. And then we're going to create a little file full of these passwords. So we're going to use the echo command from our terminal. So we're going to echo B1 and then B1 colon and then space. And then we're going to paste in. We're going to paste in the password with the Control-Shift-V, and then we're going to redirect everything here into a file called banditpass.txt. What should I do if I don't have the bandit? Okay, so if you don't have it, that means you're logged out. So if you have bandit at bandit here, that means you're still in the server. But if you don't have this, that means you're logged out of the server. So if you see something else, like this, or if you're using this, if you exit out from here, then you're going to see root at localhost. And either way, you're no longer connected to the bandit server. But yeah, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to use this command, echo, and then B1, to record the passwords for the Bandit CTF game. So let me copy this into the chat. So how do you copy the password again? So I've pasted the command in chat. So go ahead and do that. So after you've done this, there's going to be a file called banditpass.txt in your current directory. And if you're using Windows, you can use the type command to read it. If you're using Mac OS or Linux, you can use the cat command. So you would do type banditpass.txt, and that's just going to give you an easy way to keep the passwords. An easy place to keep the passwords. How do I access the web-based CLI again? Okay, so I'm going to copy the link for you, and you can paste that into your browser. Okay, so all right, so let's log into the next level of the game. So we're going to complete 3 levels of Bandit today. Rachel says not able to access Bandit 0 level. Are you using the web-based Linux, or are you using your own terminal on your computer? But all right. So everybody, I'm going to teach you a useful thing to do inside of the CLI terminal, and it's something called CLI terminal history. So you can recall any of the previous commands you've typed inside a terminal by using the up and down arrow keys. So on your keyboard, you can press up and down to scroll through the different commands that you've issued before. So what I want you to do is I want you to use that to go back to the SSH command. So we can go back to the SSH command that we used to log into Bandit 0 here, and we're going to adjust this with the arrow keys. So using the arrow keys, you can go back and forth, left and right inside of the terminal. What I want you to do is I want you to go to Bandit 0 and replace it. Bandit 0 replaces 0 with 1, and we're going to use the same command that we used before. So it's going to be Bandit 1 instead of Bandit 0 to log into the next level. So remember, this isn't going to work if you're still logged into Bandit. So if you're still logged into Bandit 0 and you have this as your CLI prompt, then it's not going to work. You're going to need to exit from the server before you log in as Bandit 1. Okay? So everybody, let's do that. So you're going to log in as Bandit 1, and then it's going to ask you for the password. So you can copy the password here and then paste it in with the Control V or Shift Control V, and then press Enter to log in. Okay, so everybody, if you've managed to successfully log into Bandit 1, please type hole in one in the chat. Hole in one. And smiley face. So Campact Solution says, please everyone, if you're lost in how to get over a step, try to go back in the video and before asking so that repetitive questions can be shared. Thank you everyone. Yeah, thank you very much, Compact Solutions. Yeah, so if, like I said, if anybody is having troubles, thank you for the tutorial. I'll be checking out gentle feedback. Background music is difficult with sensitive. Okay. So I'm going to, I'll turn off the background music. So that'll make things easier for people. Whoops, it turned back on for some reason. Okay, so yeah, no more background music. Thank you very much, everybody. And thank you very much, Gripping Yarn, for the feedback. Lastasia 2 says, will this be available for rewatch? Yes, this will be available on my YouTube channel. And if you want to go back and watch it, then you can go to the YouTube channel and go to live. Let me show you a quick tutorial. So if you go to the YouTube page and then go down to live, which is this tab right here, then you're gonna see all the streams, all the live streams that have been that were done like right now or 4 days ago or 6 days ago, etc. And all right, so let's continue with the Linux tutorial. Okay, so let's take a look at what the goal is for this level, and you can see that inside of this level, this link right here, level 1 to level 2. I'll provide this link in the chat. Okay, so this level goal here says the password for the next level is stored in a file called dash, located in the home directory. Okay, so the file name is called dash. Jasmine Dominique says hole in one. Nomi and Emat and Benita also hole in one. Thank you very much, everybody. So let's go back. So we know that the password is in a file called this inside of the home directory. Let's go back to the terminal. So the first thing we want to do is we want to take a look at the contents of the directory we're in, and that's going to be the ls command. So ls is going to list the contents of the directory, and if we ls here, it says that this is the file that is in the directory. It's just a dash. So this is actually a very bad file naming practice. You're not supposed to put special characters, especially at the beginning, inside of your file names in the Linux file system. So if we want to interact with this, we can't interact with it in the usual way. If you remember from the last level, we used the cat command to read the file. So cat dash. So if we were to just use cat dash, then your terminal is going to become stuck. And that's because the dash is a special character inside of the Linux terminal. So it interprets this as a special command. What you're trying to do is so it's not going to interpret it correctly. So anytime you get stuck, Ori Akma says, thanks for the excellent presentation. Well, thank you very much, Ori Akma. Okay, so if your terminal ever becomes stuck for some reason, I'm going to teach you how to get it unstuck. So the easiest way to quit out of an unresponsive terminal is to use the Control-C keyboard shortcut. I'm not sure what it would be on well, does Mac still has Control key, right? So you can do Control-C to quit out of an unresponsive program. So this is something you're going to need to do every once in a while when you're dealing with Linux. So if you were to do this, it's going to get stuck. You use the Control-C keyboard shortcut to get unstuck. Control-C. All right, so what we need to do in this case, in the case that there's a file name that starts with a special character, we need to reference the current directory when we use the cat command. So to reference the current directory, we're going to a /. So / inside of Linux refers to the directory we're in, and this is how we're going to read the file. So / and then dash. So // dash is the name of the file that we're trying to read, and / refers to, tells Linux that we're specifically referring to a file inside of the current directory. So if we to do this, then we're able to read the file, and this is the password for the next level. Okay, so I'm going to copy this for the chat and paste it in. So this is the password for Bandit level 2. So remember that inside of Linux, // refers to the current directory. Okay, so let's quit out of the level. So Eman asks, why is it // and just not /? Isn't /root? So no, that's a good question. So if we're talking about directories inside of Linux, the / means the top level directory. / means the top level directory, and // means the current directory. And there's another one called .. And .. refers to the directory above the current directory. So the current directory is .. So I hope that answers your question. If you still have questions about it, so parent directory, yes. So .. / refers to the parent directory. / refers to the current directory. Okay, so that's Bandit level 1 solved. Okay, so let's exit out of the server. So type exit to get out of the server, and we're going to add this password to our list of password files. So copy that, and then we're going to use echo to put in the new password. So remember, you can use the home and end keys to maneuver inside of the terminal, and the left and right arrow keys as well. So we're going to edit our echo command here. So we're going to do B2, and then we're going to erase the password, and we're going to paste in the new password with the Control-Shift-V keyboard shortcut. I'm also going to copy this to the chat to anybody who wants to use this. And remember, please remember to exit out of the server so that you're no longer in the server when you perform this command. All right, so we want to make sure that we're not in Bandit 1 when we do this. Okay, so we're going to, oh, sorry, this is not the command we want to do. You want to do this command instead. Sorry to everybody who already used that command. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Combat Solution says it does overwrite the first password. We don't want to overwrite the first password. We want to add to the password file. So we want to use the double greater than signs, and the double greater than signs is going to let us append. It's going to let us add to the last line in the list. So if we do that, we can type out the password. Whoops, type. So if you're using Windows, you have to use the type command. Otherwise, you use the cat command. So type bandit pass here. You're going to see the password for level 1 is this, and the password for level 2 is this. But if you used your command too quickly, then you're only going to see the password for bandit level 2, which is also okay, because we're probably not going to access that level again. But let's access bandit level 3 now. Okay, so this is the last level we're going to be solving for today's Linux OS operations workshop. But I hope everybody's learning some new skills, and if not, maybe you're polishing off some old skills. So we're going to log into bandit level 2. I want you to try logging into bandit level 2, and if you successfully log into bandit level 2, please type in bandit in chat to let us know that you've logged into bandit level 2. So it's SSH bandit2 at banditlabs.overthewire.org. So we're going to be prompted for the password here, and we just need to copy the password and then paste it in with either Control V or Control Shift V. I'm going to say Control Shift V because Control Shift V works for both Windows and Linux. So after that, we're logged into Bandit level 2. Okay, so who's logged into Bandit level 2? Stoosh is logged in. Nomi B is logged in. All right. So if you're having trouble, if you're having trouble solving the levels, or for some reason you need the password again, let us know. And Binetta says, "I'm in." That's a very hacker thing to say. I'm in. What is the command for Windows again? My Linux froze. What is command for Windows again? My Linux froze. Nicklin22 for Windows to copy and paste. Windows, it's going to be Control C without the shift. What is the password again? Let me copy the password into chat for everybody. So the password I paste in the chat. This is the password for Bandit level 2. All right, so let's so while everybody's logging in, let's take a look at the goal for Bandit level 2. Okay, so if anybody wants to take a look at what we're looking at here, this is the link we're looking at. So Bandit level 2 to level 3, it says here that the level goal is the password for the next level is stored in a file called spaces in this file name, located in the home directory. Okay, so this is so Jasmine is logged in. All right, good to see, good to see. So the password for the next level is stored in a file, but it's called spaces in this file name located in the home directory. Well, this is a big no-no in Linux file name naming, you're not supposed to put spaces in your file names, but you can name your file this, and you can access it, but it requires a special method. Okay, so let's go back to our terminal. So if we do ls to list out the contents of this directory, we see there's a single file in here called spaces in this file name. Okay, so if we try to use the cat method to read the file, so what cat is going to try to do is it's going to interpret each one of these words as a different file. So it says there's no such file called spaces or in or this or file name, because the name of the file is this altogether, spaces in this file name. So does anybody know if there's a special method you can use? There are actually two methods you can do to access this file. Does anybody know any of the methods we can use to access the file? Okay, so emat says quotes. So that is correct. We can use quotes to access the file. Tustoosh also gets this question correct. We can put some quotes, or we can wrap up the name of the file name in quotes. We can use single quotes or double quotes. Either one is fine. So let's do the first method. So we're going to cat out, and we're going to put it in quotes, spaces in this file name. So cat spaces in this file name is going to let us read it. And so this is the password. So we're also going to take a look at some other methods as well. Shanna Smith says that we can also cat s, and then we can tab autocomplete. So this is another feature of Linux terminals, is that we can tab to autocomplete the name of a file name. So we can cat s and then press the tab key to complete the file, the name of the file. So in this case, it's going to use this slash in between the spaces to interpret the spaces as regular, as not special characters, but just a space. So it's a bit confusing, but inside of Linux, the backslash is a method we can use to interpret the next character not as a special character. So it's a little bit confusing, but it works. Just trust me that it works. So cat spaces slash space in slash space this file name, and this is going to work as well. And we also get to use the tab autocomplete. Thank you very much for pointing that out, Shanna Smith. Okay, so now that we have the password for the next level, we can advance to the next level. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to copy this password, and then we're going to need to exit from the server. So after we've copied the password, exit, and then we're going to record it using the echo command we used for the other levels. Cat tab did not work for my PowerShell. Oh, does it not work for PowerShell? I haven't really used PowerShell all that much, but let's try it out. Let me try it out after I copy this over. So we're going to add to our banditpass.txt file. So we're going to erase the password for the previous level here. We're going to paste in the password for the next level, and then we're going to press enter to complete that. And if we type it out, bandit pass, then we see that we have all three passwords over here. Okay, so let's so Nides3 says it didn't work for PowerShell. Let me open up PowerShell real quick. So Windows PowerShell is another type of terminal inside of Windows. Let me try to SSH into bandit2. All right, bandit.labs.over. Okay, so just real quick, let me see if this works inside of PowerShell. Okay, so what you need to do inside of PowerShell is to type the S first. So if you just don't type anything, if you type tab, then it's not going to work. But it will give you the list of files inside of the directory if you do double tab. So type S and then type tab, and then it should work. Okay, so all right, so now let's so everybody, let's try logging into the last level that we're going to be accessing today, Bandit level 3. So go back to your terminal, to the SSH command, and then substitute Bandit 2 with Bandit 3, and log in. And if you can successfully log into Bandit level 3, please type 333 in chat. 333 smiley face or 333 frog. Okay, so this is, we're probably going to be an extra 5 minutes or so. I'm sorry to anybody who has a very tight schedule and has to get going. If you need to get going, please let us know. You can come back and look at the VOD later. Nicklin22 says, you lost me on the last command. Okay, so which last command are we talking about? Oh, you're talking about the tab autocomplete. Okay, so the tab autocomplete, you need to type in the first letter of the file name in order to use tab autocomplete. So what we did in that level was we did cat s, and then we pressed the tab button to autocomplete the name of the file. Okay, so let's look at, so I see people are in, Benita Bethel 333, Nides, Nomi also in, Tustoosh, X 85X's, hole in one. Okay. I guess you're in. Okay, let's take a look at the goal for this level here, and it's going to be 3 to 4. It says here, so Bandit level 3 to Bandit level 4 is. Nomi B says have to drop. Thank you so much. Nomi B, you can come back and take a look at the VOD later to take a look at the solution for the last level. But thank you very much for participating. Oh, Nomi B, before you go, please fill out the survey. Are you from Nomi B? Are you from WSC or from BGH? Because I have a survey for. So if you're from BGH, please fill in this survey for BGH. And if you're from WSC, please fill in this survey if you're from WSC. So yeah, please fill in the surveys because that's how I let them know that I'm doing a good job or a bad job. Right, so the level goal from Bandit level 3 to level 4 is this. The password for the next level is stored in a hidden file in the in here directory. So we're talking about a hidden file. Does anybody know how we look for hidden files inside of Linux? EMAT says -LA. Okay, so that's going to get us there. So let's demonstrate. So inside of our terminal here, we're logged into Bandit level 3. So the answer is so ls. So if we just do ls, we won't see anything. Oh, sorry, we're going to see the in here directory, and we're going to demonstrate another command. It's going to be the cd command. So cd is this change directory command, and we use this to navigate to other directories. So cd and then the name of the directory. So cd in here is going to put us into the in here directory. So cd in here, and after we do that, we see that inside of the prompt here, it says in here, which means we're in this directory. And then if we were to do ls, we don't see anything, because all the files in this directory are hidden. And to see them, we would have to use the ls-a flag. So ls-a tells us there are 3 files in this directory. There's the .hidden file here. There's the parent. There's the current directory, which is the dot, and there's the parent directory, or the directory above us, which is the double dot. So in Linux, if a file starts with a dot, then it's considered a hidden file, and hidden files aren't revealed unless you use the ls with the -a flag to see hidden files. So you can actually combine these 2 flags, so ls-la or al, either one is going to work. I usually just do la, and this is going to show us the directory contents in a list, and it's also going to show hidden files. emat84 says, if you touch a file and name it .file, it will be hidden. That's correct. So if we were to, so we actually can't create a file inside of any of these directories, because that's not the way the file permissions work on the system. But let me show you in inside of the JS Linux terminal here. So if we do ls here, we see we have bench.py and hello.c. If we were to create a file, echo hello to .file, just like emat said, that means the file is going to be hidden. So if we ls, that means we don't see it. But if we ls-la, then we see the file over here, because the a part of the ls flag is going to let us see hidden files in the directory. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, please let us know in chat. I'll try to answer any questions that I can. Okay, so we can see the .hidden file. So the only thing we need to do is to cat out the file. So to read a hidden file, you can read it like any other file, but you just have to spell it out correctly. So it's .hidden. So cat.hidden is going to get us the contents of the file, which is this. So I'll copy the contents of this to chat. Okay, so all right, so that was the goal of the level. The goal of the level was to introduce the -a flag for the ls command, and that's going to let us see the hidden files. So dot is the current directory, and it's also a hidden file. Double dot is the parent directory, the directory just above the current one, and it's also a hidden file. And any other file that that starts with the dot is also a hidden file. All right, so exit out of here, and we're going to copy our last password to our bandit pass file. So we're going to echo b4 and paste in the password to our bandit pass file like this. And I'll just copy this to the chat just in case you need this. Okay, so we're going to go into the summary for today's workshop. But before you go, please, if you're from BGH, from the BGH organization, please fill in the survey right here. And if you're from Women's Society for Cyberjitsu, please fill in this survey to let them know if I was doing a good job or a bad job. Okay, so let's review what we learned in today's workshop. Okay, so we talked about the ls command. So the ls command lists the files and directories in the current directory. It can be used with the -l argument to output in a list format, or with the -a argument to include hidden files and directories in the output. These hidden files and directories, these two arguments can be combined to produce both outputs. That is -la. Nide03 says, I pressed return. Was that okay? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you talking about the survey? And Nides, could you remind me one more time which organization you're coming from, whether it's BGH or WSC? So the ls command here, you can see that we've retrieved everything in a list format, and we can also see hidden files as well. Okay, so that's the ls command. We took a look at the cat command. It reads the contents of a file. The name of the file to be read must be supplied as an argument to the command. For example, cat example.txt. Okay, so Nides03. Let me take a look at the web form real quick. I type return after putting in the B4 password. Yeah, it should be fine, and it should add on to the file. Okay, just real quick. So the goal of this whole exercise right here is to have a file here where you can look at all the different passwords you've collected. Yeah, it should work on your PowerShell as well. Okay, all right. So here are the contents of the example.txt file is read using the cat command. So that's how you use cat. The echo command creates output based on whatever argument is supplied to it. It is very useful for creating output for redirection. So if we can use the echo command to redirect our output. So this is going to be output to this file right here. Nide says, thank you. Well, thank you everybody in chat for participating along with us. Like I said, I don't have any reason to teach unless I have some students, and thank you very much for being good students. So we also learned about output redirection. So we use these symbols right here to output this over here into a file over here. It's the process of redirecting the output of a command either to a file or into another command. Emat says, I went to level 3, got the password. Okay. So yeah, Emat, if you want to go get ahead inside the levels and try to solve them on your own, that's perfectly fine. And in fact, it's good if you can do your own research and also get the answer that way. So here we use this output redirection to create a file. We also use the cd command. The cd command, which stands for change directory, changes the current directory to the one specified. The new directory must be specified as an argument to the command. That's cd. So if we start in one directory right here and then cd into the example directory, the next time we see the prompt, it's going to say that we're inside the example directory. Benita Bethel says, this is a weekly event. If so, until when? So this course is going to go on for about 5 weeks. We're going to do a main workshop every Monday at the same time that we did it today. But we're also going to have an extra workshop. So we're also going to have an extra workshop on Wednesdays at the same time, starting at the same time that we started today. And we're going to be doing some extra exercises that reinforce what we learned in the Monday workshop. So, okay, so we didn't learn about this command. Okay, so what's next? In the next workshop, we're going to be continuing to learn Linux commands with the Bandit CTF. So everybody, I want to say that we have a Reddit page that keeps track of all the HackerFrogs streams and events, and you can also go there to to look at all the threads inside of the HackerFrogs forum, which is intended for beginner cybersecurity students. So this is week 18, and we've got a schedule for every week. And today is the 29th, and we're doing Linux Operations 1 at this time. On Wednesday at the same time, we're going to be practicing our Linux CLI with Pico CTF. And Pico CTF is another great cybersecurity education platform. Let me grab the link for it, picoctf.org. So if you want to participate in the Wednesday stream, just make yourself an account over at picoctf.org. It's a free service, so you don't have to worry about paying any subscription fees or anything. And yeah, so that's going to be it for today's stream. So everybody, if you had fun, I'm glad to hear it. If you have any questions about what we're doing at HackerFrogs, or if you have any questions about cybersecurity in general, please type them in chat. But otherwise, we're going to be closing out the live stream pretty soon. Like I said, if you want to take a look at the VODs, the videos for the live streams, they're all recorded at my YouTube channel, which is over here. And I'll provide that link for everybody here. All right, so Kaoru747 says, awesome session. Thank you very much, Kaoru. Thank you very much, Nicklin. Thank you very much to Nides. Like I said, I really enjoy helping people out. If you have any questions about cybersecurity, or if you're a new cybersecurity student who is looking to get into the industry, on the HackerFrogs forum over here, we have a bunch of forum posts talking about different topics on how to learn, all sorts of different stuff. It's mostly these. I also publish a bunch of how-to tutorial videos on my YouTube channel. Benita Bethel, thank you very much, Benita. Thank you very much. Let's so to everybody on Twitch. Twitch is the preferred way I like to do HackerFrogs. To everybody on Twitch, we're going to be raiding another cybersecurity channel. Whoops. We're going to be raiding another Twitch channel. So stick around if you want to take a look at another cybersecurity Twitch stream. And this next stream that we're going to be raiding is for the channel Ending with Ali. Ali Diamond is the host for Hack5. Hack5 is a very popular cybersecurity YouTube channel. They have great content, and yeah, so go ahead to her stream, and please tell her that I sent you, and I'd really appreciate it. But we'll be back on Monday. Everybody have a great week, and until then, have a good one. Oh, I'm not able to rate her. Oh, okay. But that's all right. We'll see you on Wednesday. To everybody, if you can show up on Wednesday, I would really appreciate it. But if not, we'll see you again on Monday. Have a good one.